All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dive into something pretty deep, the source of our feelings. We're going to explore a framework that gives a reason for everything, from why it feels amazing to be generous, all the way to the purpose of pain itself. Let's get right into it. So let's kick things off with a puzzle that I think we've all felt. If you think about it from a purely material point of view, giving something away, whether it's your time, your money, or your food, it's technically a loss, right? And yet, when we do it, when we're generous, it often gives us this incredible, profound sense of joy. It just seems to defy simple logic. So, what's really going on there? Okay, to really get to the bottom of this feeling, we first need to take a look at what makes this whole act of giving so uniquely human. And check this out, because this is where it gets really interesting. Every single living thing, I'm talking from a tiny amoeba all the way up to an elephant, eats to survive, is just a fundamental biological drive. But the act of offering food, preparing a meal for someone, going out of your way to make sure someone else eats, that is something you really only see in us, in humans. And we don't just do it, we get this special kind of pleasure out of it. And this quote, wow, it just perfectly captures that deep, almost overwhelming sense of empathy, right? That's our first big clue here. It's this impulse that's so powerful, it can literally move us to tears, a drive to act that comes from somewhere way deeper than just simple calculation. So, where does this incredibly powerful impulse even come from? Well, the source material suggests the answer isn't out there somewhere, but it's actually right inside of us, in our own built-in capacities. And it uses a really powerful analogy to make this point. This story just nails a really crucial point. Without the built-in ability for something, the faculty for it, the concept itself is completely incomprehensible. I mean, because the man didn't have the capacity for sight, the whole idea of recognizing someone just by looking at them was a total mystery. He couldn't even imagine it. So the source material actually has a specific word for this, dot. And you can think of it like this. It's the set of tools you're born with to perceive the world, your ability to see, to hear, to reason. But this framework argues that our most important tools are our capacities to feel. And here's the wild part. According to this way of thinking, none of our limited experiences are random. Just like you see here, we're given this small taste of sickness so that we can begin to grasp the huge concept of healing. We're given a small feeling of hunger so we can understand what true limitless sustenance really means. Our own limitations become the very things we need to understand the limitless. Okay, so if all our feelings, all our experiences are actually tools to help us understand these bigger concepts, then what's the ultimate reality they're pointing to? What's the why behind it all? This brings us to the absolute core idea of this whole explainer. So the source presents reality in these layers. Down at the very bottom, you've got the physical world, the stuff we see and touch. A layer up, we start to see the divine names at work. Like when someone gets better, we see the healer, or when we get food, we see the provider. A level above that are the attributes behind those names, things like infinite power and will. But the ultimate why, the absolute core reason for creation itself, is found right here in layer 3, the divine states. And this is it. This is the big one. Shunat Ilahi, the divine states. It's the ultimate answer to that question, why create the universe at all? And the answer it gives is because of an inherent divine disposition to express qualities like boundless generosity, mercy, and love, and a desire to see that beauty reflected back. Okay, that's huge, right? Grand, cosmic stuff. But how does it connect back to you and me, to our everyday lives? Well, the source gives us this beautiful and simple metaphor. Our feelings are keys. So I want you to think of your feelings, love, mercy, compassion, even your sense of justice, as individual keys. The source is arguing they weren't given to you by accident. They are precision-cut tools, designed for one purpose, to unlock a direct, personal understanding of that treasure, the divine states. You know that feeling? When you feel this sudden surge of mercy for someone, or that deep, warm joy of a real friendship? In that moment, you're holding a key. That small, limited human feeling is actually a sample, a tiny echo that lets you get a glimpse of an infinite, divine mercy and love. It's your personal gateway to an ultimate reality. But here's the warning. These keys can break. The source is very clear that when we misuse these incredible capacities, when our ability to love turns into a harmful obsession, or our natural curiosity gets wasted on meaningless gossip, or our drive gets twisted into envy, we effectively snap the key. We lose our chance to open the treasure chest it was made for. Okay, but what about the hard stuff? What about pain and sorrow and suffering? If everything has a purpose, what's their purpose? Well, the framework has a surprising and actually really powerful reason for these experiences too. It's like this. You just can't truly appreciate intense, brilliant light if you've never seen a shadow. The shadow is what gives the light its meaning. It proves the light exists. In exactly the same way, our temporary, worldly experiences of things like sorrow or sickness have a critical job. They are the shadows that allow us to even begin to comprehend the meaning of their opposites, infinite joy and perfect health. And get this, even our mistakes, our failures, have a place in this massive picture. That profound act of feeling regret, of sincerely turning back and asking for forgiveness after we mess up, it creates this unique opportunity. It allows for divine mercy and forgiveness to show itself, a state that is so beautiful and so precious that the Source says it's literally cherished in the heavens. So this all leads to a really crucial shift in how we see ourselves. We have to reframe our whole relationship with the good things we have. The wealth, the kindness, the talents, the compassion we feel, they're not really ours to just hoard. We're more like distribution officers. These blessings are put in our hands so that by sharing them, by distributing them to others, we get to experience that small echo of the joy of giving, and through that, we can start to understand the nature of the ultimate infinite giver. So what this framework really does is it hands you a new map for your own inner world. It reframes your entire emotional life. Your feelings aren't just chaotic, random impulses anymore. They are signposts, they are clues, they are keys, all pointing toward a much deeper reality, just waiting to be used. So the only question left is, what treasure are your emotions inviting you to unlock?